Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? This is Hillary, the marketing mom, and I am bringing on Chef Katrina today. Um, she'll be here in like 2 seconds. All right. But for those of you, I am running just a tad bit late today. But I want to talk about, and we will be talking about, how everybody struggles. But what you've got to do is find that support, find that community wherever it is. And the reason I'm actually doing this topic is today's Friday, and you know how sometimes I like to merge motherhood into business. All right. I like to do that a lot. So while I'm waiting for Chef to come on here, all right, and she's here. Okay. All right. So hi Chef, how you doing?
Hey, good. How are you?
Great. So I the funny thing is, like, as I was sitting down, like, gonna talk and I don't know what I'm gonna talk about, but I had a little challenge this morning and I thought this is sweet in terms of community. All right, because everybody struggles. You have up days, you have down days, you have up minutes, you have down minutes. But what you've got to do, what you got to do is find that support group, find your network, find your community to help you and lean in on them, right? And I'll share just really quickly because, like, we Chef and I, we just got off a morning call and I kind of like missed maybe like the last 15 to 20 minutes of it because of a struggle, a real struggle. Right. And on Fridays I like to merge, the motherhood journey with our business. All right. And
you did that apparently.
Yeah. Had a serious struggle today. And the reality is we're going to face that. We're going to face these challenges and you've got to face them, correct them, find support. So very often, every time I have a challenge with the kids, I've got mommy mentors. Yes, I do. I have mommy mentors and I pick up the phone and I call them, I message them and I say, hey, what do I need to do here? All right. So, and likewise, Chef Katrina is one of my business mentors. Wonderful business partner. Yes. And she is, for those of you who don't know, so let me kind of reverse, right? Number one, I'm claiming it for her, the number one Pinterest expert. All right. Hi, Emily. How are you doing?
In the background, there was like, "Oh, you're live!" Oh, please, yes.
I love this. And just now you're going to hear chicken outside and you're going to hear the children running in. Anyway, so Chef Katrina is the number one Pinterest expert, and I'm having her here on today to actually talk about where defining support, that community, especially in business, because we are all struggling entrepreneurs in whatever your entrepreneurship journey. All right. And we are a part of a community, and I have always leaned on, yes, loving it. Where did my heart go? We're loving it. Right. And I have always leaned on my community, and you always find people in that community who you lean on even more, and you call them your mentors. Right. So Chef, talk to me a little bit about your experience and how community has helped you grow in your journey.
Yeah, honestly, Hillary, I know that community is the key ingredient, especially if you're going to be online and you're going to be in this digital marketing space. You and I both know that sitting behind a computer, we can have a lot of knowledge. We can go through a lot of training. We can have a lot of expertise, but being here is very lonely, right? There is the sense that I'm sitting behind my computer and it's just me, and everything I'm dealing with is only happening to me, right? That tends to be the biggest thing that we deal with. So getting that community, finding a group of like-minded entrepreneurs really does become the key element, right? So where are your mentors? Where can you go and to plug into them? And a lot of the times we're taught to find a solo mentor, maybe one or two. And while that is important, I think having a community of entrepreneurs that are like-minded is actually a bigger piece of that puzzle. Because I think if you're only listening to one or two people, you're only getting one and two maybe interpretations of something. Yes. And they might say that this is the only way to build your business. And you don't see outside of that there might have been another piece to the puzzle that you could have been taking on. So for me, community is everything, whether it's virtually or if it's a local community that you can plug into. It makes the biggest difference in your mindset because you have to be able to talk something out. And when you hear other entrepreneurs talk and you hear other individuals talk business, you might hear something and go, oh, I never thought about doing that for my business.
Right.
So it makes sense if you can connect with other business owners because they're going to give you different ways that they've built. And that might be the more appropriate way for you to build your business.
Yes, definitely. And what about advice? Like, so I know that you've built communities, all right? But how has that impacted? Like, so many people, they're kind of like, especially if you're on Facebook here with us, you are probably inundated with groups.
Yes.
Right. And everybody who creates a product or a mastermind, you're in a group, you're in a group. How do you one leverage, but then how, as a person who, if you're in these multiple groups, how do you manage that?
So here's what I always say: you don't have to be a part of every single group. Okay. You're going to get invited into a lot of things, but I think one of the first things we have to look at, Hillary, is prioritize. What groups make the most sense for you, right?
Right.
It's not like you need to be in 20 groups if you're only ever active in one.
Exactly.
Right.
All right.
So if you have 20 groups, because this is something I have to do too, is like I've been invited to a lot of groups. And unless you're actively in them, using them, engaging with them, they're just cluttering up your social media and they're actually a distraction. And it just seems like you have this long list and it's awesome. You're part of all these groups. But the question is, do you really have the time to be engaged in all of that? Right. So I think it's about, choosing the groups you want to be engaged with, where there is actually engagement. You could be invited into a group where there's like crickets. There's nobody there, right?
I know.
So I think that's really important. And then when you talk about how to leverage them, there's two types of groups, right? So like we're part of an entrepreneurial community, right? The type of group that we're in is for us as entrepreneurs. So we are already inside that community. There's no need to prospect or have conversations. We're not getting them to like buy into anything with us. Really, we're there to support each other and have business conversations, right? So we leverage a group for the conversations we can have. There are other things like marketing tactics where people join groups to leverage them to get a new customer, a new prospect, a new business, a new idea, recommendations. Like, there are different uses for the groups you're in. So look at, do you have one for business? Do you have one that you're basically going in, pouring in value, but also leveraging to help build your business? So that's the power of a group. And for me, honestly, when you say I've built communities and I've built groups, I do that for myself to help myself, one, accountable. Because if I'm accountable to people, I'm more like I know myself. I will do anything for other people. Just going to be honest. I'm a sucker for it. You guys ask me to do something? Yes. Yeah. Right. So I'm more willing to do things for other people. So if I show up and they're there, if they need something, it holds me accountable to my business. So that's why you have like little mastermind groups. That's why you have like your team groups, because you want to keep that intimacy because you're going to be held accountable by your team for showing up.
Exactly. Right. Definitely. You touched on a question, because one of the things that, I've heard it before, and I think I did hear it in this challenge as we're wrapping up, was about how you create groups for your business. And a lot of people go out and do that. And then it doesn't, like you said, you use it as that accountability for yourself. All right. You're creating that group. But how do you effectively create a group that is going to be a win-win then? All right. Because there are a lot of people who create groups with a single focus. I'm creating a group for my business so that I can generate business. And it's not, about the community itself.
Well, I will say that those that build communities specifically just to leverage or sell a product or service. How many groups have I been invited to for product parties, right? Like, that doesn't really work, honestly, because it's all about selling something to the group. I have found that if you're going to create the group, like when I create the group for my accountability, I also pour into the group, right? I want to make sure that if I'm going to be held accountable to those that are in there, that I'm providing value, and the vice versa, that I'm getting value from them.
Right.
Right? Is it a win-win for both of us? Is there a reason for them to show up and be in the community every single day, or to check into the community every day? Or am I using it just to, get something from somebody else? Right. So like so we're in a group, right? So we're in a group together. The purpose of the community that I've built for our team is to pour into them. How can I update you with the best information? You talked about it already. There's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of like bright, shiny objects sometimes. So how can you keep the group focused? What is the most relevant piece of information they need to know right now to keep them in action?
Okay.
Right? That's really what you're looking at. So it's like, I'm going to give you guys the step-by-step instructions in here, and this is going to be our communication. I'm only going to communicate what's important. If we want to have side conversations, let's go on a Zoom. Let's pick up the phone. Let's have a call. Let's schedule something. That's going to be the more effective use of the time. But the purpose of the group is to serve the group. So those that are in there, how do you serve them? Once you get that dialed in, you can create anything.
Right, exactly. So so it's about the service, because I've been recently, because with the changes that have been happening this year, obviously we've seen a lot of an upsurgence of groups. And actually I read a headline this morning that Facebook had an 11% growth in revenue, right? And they added 100 million people, right, this quarter. And it's just like, whoa, that's amazing, because Facebook is growing. I know groups are growing. I've been invited to more groups this year than I've been in my entire time on Facebook, so it's very interesting how everybody's jumping into the group strategy, but doing it not from that servant leadership perspective, but more, okay, I'm here, I want to sell a product, so I'm going to share a little bit of information, but after that it's just like, buy my service, buy my product, buy my service. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And the one thing, like for us, so one thing I've learned over the years, so many of us are home-based business owners. We're either network marketers, we're home entrepreneurs, you're a social media manager, you're part of different businesses.
Yeah.
What I've learned over the years, especially when I do affiliate marketing, is that if I'm affiliate marketing around a product, a system, or a service, there's a lot of information or misinformation that gets, said. What I like to do is I like to build a team on top of something that already pre-exists. I like to leverage other people's systems. So typically when I build a team, it's around a product or service that the whole team is leveraging to grow their business, right?
Exactly.
So I want to bring together a group. So we see this like with Optimized Press, right? We're both website users. We have Optimized Press. They have a group specifically to support and empower us as online entrepreneurs. Right? So we're based around a product, and we're talking about how we're using it. What are some of the struggles that we're having in building online? How can people help us? So again, it's a community about engagement and it's based around a product itself. So in that respect, it's bringing the community together so that we can help answer questions and facilitate some of the doubts, the fears, and the feeling that you're doing this alone. That was what I think community really brings to the
Yeah, we're in a lot of because I remember like digital marketer, ManyChat when I started using ManyChat. So yes, definitely we see a lot. Even Krista.
Yeah.
With Keep. Right.
Yeah, so we still have a group, right?
Yeah. Yes, it's inside a group, but we're all using that, definitely. So yes, so we see that communities are powerful in terms of finding that support, finding the like-minded people. And Chef has given us a couple of tips in terms of how to really leverage it for your business, but leveraging it from the service leader, the servant leader, right? You're seeing I'm holding my headphones here because I can't hear without it. It's like, Scotty.
I feel like she's like, hello, we're here. Listening. This is like, good. Coming at you from, yes. It's like a music podcast all of a sudden.
So I wanted you to just quickly summarize how your week has been. All right. You have co-hosted a 5-day challenge that has now well, you could say it's almost closed, right? We've got like one more session to go. Right. But Chef has been a co-host in this and she delivered a powerful training yesterday. You want to give the viewers here a little insight into what's happening, what's the next, when would the next challenge be and all of that?
Oh my gosh. So if you guys are entrepreneurs, for those that are watching, mamapreneurs, datapreneurs, right? You guys are here and you're thinking to yourself, okay, how do you do the time-life balance, right? How do you balance being a mom with being a business owner and with everything else? And here's what I know for a fact. The challenge that Hillary and I have just gone through, and while I'm honored and privileged to be considered a master trainer for this challenge, what I love about it is the diversity of entrepreneurship. We are seeing so many different entrepreneurs from all walks of life, from just beginning to, they've got a little bit of traction underneath of them, to those that have been successful. They're coming into this community and they're finding this challenge to be enlightening. I think what I love, and I know this, Jimmy said, you're inoculated from all the stuff that's going on in the world, and you're in an empowered environment, given hope, belief, build up, strength, encouragement, loved on, like you're truly respected and honored for being an entrepreneur. That's what's inside of this challenge. We have phenomenal training that speaks to both the mindset. We talk to the heart. We talk to the tactical, right? And these are all elements that we look at as an entrepreneur. And you're on a 5-day journey that literally like condenses times. It collapses time frames. It's one of the things I hear a lot after people come out of this challenge is that I have more clarity, focus, and I understand exactly what I'm doing for the first time. Hillary, you and I have been in multiple groups, multiple masterminds, multiple events, and this is the first time I'm actually hearing that in this very short time span, right? Yes. People are having breakthroughs faster in 5 days than I've seen them have in 6 to 12 months.
Definitely.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Right. So when you ask me, like, what are my takeaways from this? Is that this is a community of entrepreneurs. And if you're an entrepreneur and you want to take your business to the next level or just get started, or maybe you just need a little bit of love on you, right? Maybe you need to be recognized for your greatness, then this is a community. This is a challenge. It's 5 days. You'll come in as one type of an entrepreneur, and I promise you'll leave Friday afternoon around 4 o'clock as a completely different entrepreneur. You're going to have skills, beliefs, mindset that most business, I would tell you, I was actually talking to a top business builder. She's like, there is nobody in the market doing what you guys do. Nobody. And it provides for us an opportunity to make a difference.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much, Chef. Yep. So the next one kicks off. I don't have my calendar name.
August 10th. Oh my gosh. August 10th.
That's my birthday week.
Okay. So here's what you need to know. August 10th. So Hillary's got this amazing link, by the way. So this amazing link is going to give you an opportunity to attend this challenge, right? You can attend it as a complimentary 5 days for you just to go through. But I promise you, you're going to want to grab that VIP opportunity. The VIP opportunity that is available in here is like ridiculously priced. I'm just telling you, it's low, right? But the value is like, right? It's super high. So do this challenge and play full out. It's 5 days. It's 5 days where you get an opportunity to play full out. So join Hillary and I. Join us in here. Let us cheer you on. Let us support you. Let us be your biggest advocate in you building your business. Let us guide you through this process so that you realize that while being a solo entrepreneur might sound like you're on your own, solo entrepreneurship plus community can cause some of the biggest breakthroughs in your business ever. So that's the link. Click on it like right now. Yeah, you might see the page. I don't know when you guys are watching that. If you see the page and it has a July date on it, click the join now button. Anyhow, like click it multiple times if you have to. And it's going to say, hey, get registered for the next challenge. It starts August 10th. So do that. Get on that list. Get ready. Get prepared. This is going to be one of the biggest breakthroughs you're going to have in your business. And it is, I mean, the energy that comes off of this challenge is, I mean, I'm super hyped and I just watched the training, but I'm telling you, in all my years, I have been studying online marketing and a student of this for 14 years. This is the first time I've seen something like this put together, and I'm honored to bring it to you. And trust me when I say, I promise you, my goal is that you succeed in business. And every person that gets on and trains, our goal, our whole objective is to pour into you so that you succeed as an entrepreneur. Yes. And that's what you get out of being in this 5-day challenge, plus all those sorts of goodies and bonuses and everything else. So all right, we're at the top of this, but definitely go join Hillary. Come in, be part of this challenge. I promise you it'll be the best thing you've ever done, the best investment in yourself that you can do as an entrepreneur.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us. For those of you who are watching the replay, go ahead, click the link, hit #replay so I could always connect with you later. All right. Thanks. And we'll see you Monday for the Ready, Set, Grow show. Bye, everybody.
Have a good week, everyone.